you envious? Every now and then I do. Like I'll just grab it in that moment. I'm like, man, this is to die for. And then it's gone. Yeah, this life keeps going. I love watching new Christians when they first do the forgiveness thing. You ever seen that? I never get tired of it. You say to them, how you doing? Oh man, I forgive them. How long does that last for them? As long as it takes for them to start getting caught up in the past. God said when he made you a new creation, he never said he made you perfect, he said he made you new. We've got to change the way we think. And we've got to change from old to new. Put your hand up right now if you believe that Jesus loves you as you are. Right there, by your testimony to the past, is saying it's already been paid for. Because if you're still bent out of shape about your past, then how can you say you're loved right now as you are? It's a hypocritical statement. It's a contradiction.
That's good.
True? Think about what I just said. So if you're going to stand there and say, I believe I'm a new creation, then you're going to have to do something about it. You're going to have to choose to stay out of old ways. Man, I don't know. Sometimes I scare myself. I really do. I drop Cheryl off on the Friday to the wake. I cruise off. Phone calls coming 100 mile an hour, messages, everybody telling me, be here, be there, I need you. And I actually sat there in the ute. You know what I said? Because I was having a grumpy hair day anyway. Do you know what I said? I said, Lord, they're your problem, not mine. Switched my phone off, I couldn't care less. I didn't switch my phone off because I do care. And I realised something. I'm happy to pray for everybody, but I want everybody in here to start learning that I am second resort, not first resort. Who's your first resort? That's my job. My job is to point you to Him. When you're having trouble with your wife or your husband or your kids, don't make them first resort, make them second. Christ has to be your first resort. You know, for some of you women, I'm going to give you a heads up, all right? Male chauvinistic pig that I am. God made man the head, whether you like it or not. Bad luck. Go read the scriptures, they'll be really blunt. Don't think you're above, you're not. So maybe you need to start going to God and saying, this is the husband you gave me, you go sort him out. Maybe some of you ladies need to start practicing. Because He never made you the head. He made man the head. Half the reason why most of these men, because women think, I'm going to get controversial. I want to show you something, men, before you get all puffed up. Jesus said, die for them. Lay down your life. I'm going to show you what that means. For some of you, you need to lay down your Xboxes. Some of you need to lay down your text messages, your Facebook, your YouTube, your drugs, your alcohol, your opinions. You need to lay it all down. Oh, that's right. Women are supposed to be subdued by men, aren't they? I haven't been corrected yet. I'm impressed. It doesn't say subdued. It says women submit. Get your houses in order, and you'll find a lot of the past won't be there. Pray for them. You know, I know the old story, women come from Mars and men... No, men come from Mars, you lot come from Pluto. So pray for them. Pray. You're not happy with how they're behaving, get into prayer. I dread Annette. I'm going to be honest with you, Annette does my head in and I'm scared of her. And I'm not scared of her because she hasn't got submission. As much as I plan around and I watch people come up and they look at me like I'm disrespectful. I like to have fun with my wife because she's not a slave. I like to have fun with my wife because I think I'm allowed to have a sense of humour, don't you? I like to clown around because, yes, she does, lucky for her, otherwise all you'd be in trouble if you had me on my own. Do you know why should I fear? I don't fear her, I fear the relationship she has with God. Because let me tell you what she does, and some of you women get alongside her and learn. Because she does this to me and it hurts. She don't. She doesn't argue. That's annoying. Got to have a good fisticuffs, don't you? Good verbal, get in, look, got to have your pound of flesh. Well, she don't. I followed her one day, you know where she went? To the bedroom. And I went, ooh, that's not good. I followed her. And I heard her pray, and that's how I know she does this. Not because she said it, she's never told me this, I know because I listened. She was in there and she said, this is the husband you gave me. You go sort him out, because I've had enough of him. Holy Toledo. And I tell you, by the time I got back down the hallway, because she submitted to her Saviour about my headship, started learning some things, ladies. Because she submitted to God about my headship, God came to me and said, now how's that going for you? You know when you're just about to tell God how bad they are? What are you going to do about it, Rick? Can I tell you, Annette knows this to be true, I ended up apologising to Katie, correct? Out of this one thing. Had to go and admit I was wrong. Oh, some of you men, get off your high horses. Get off your pedestals and start humbling yourselves in front of God and accept when you're wrong. God will make a way for the river to flow if you do. God will set you free. We got set free this morning, us as a team praying, because what did we do? Did we boast and glorify? What did we do? We repented. Jesus said, keep no record of wrongs. Some of us in this room need to forgive to get rid of the past. It's the only way you're going to leave the past behind is to forgive. Break the judgments and move forward. If you're going to keep bringing up the past every time something goes wrong, you're never going to attain the future. You're always going to be bound. I'm going to finish with the last scripture. I think there's one more in that. Two more. Yeah, go on the next one through, Kim. I press on toward the goal to win the supreme and heavenly prize to which in God in Christ Jesus is calling us upward. Listen to me, man. Listen carefully. Husbands I'm talking to. Listen to me carefully. You want to press on and you want to win the prize. You want to have that woman that just can't wait for you to get home and rip your clothes off. You want that? If you want that, if you want that relationship where you've got them emotionally, where they're looking forward to having you, then you're going to have to lay down your wrong. Not focus on all their wrongs. If you focus on all their wrongs, you're just going to keep them at a distance. They didn't make the rules. And don't worry, it applies to me too. It applies to me. Ladies, if you want that man of yours to get off the Xbox, get off YouTube, get off Facebook, get off their addictions, then maybe you need to submit. As you hear that carefully, not give up. Submit means that maybe you need to acknowledge who they are a bit more. Maybe you need to actually tell them you love them instead of biting at their ankles every 2 seconds. Maybe, just maybe, you need to give them a reason. Sit down and talk to me, darling. Maybe it wouldn't hurt you to do something. Maybe make them a coffee. Maybe give them a reason instead of sulking in the corner and cracking the wobbles about it. These things are relevant because they're the past lives that we've lived and we're not letting them go, and I'm watching the torment coming because of it. Next one, please, Kim. So let those of us who are spiritually mature and full grown have this mind and hold these convictions. And if in any respect you have a different attitude of mind, God will make that clear to you also. You like the last of the part there? So if any of you have a different point of view, God will still make it clear to you. Go and ask Him. Thank you very much, God. Yeah, you know, it's hard because I said this morning, there's a few sheep, man, I would like to get a cricket bat. I'm being honest, man. And God says to me, no, you touch them, you touch me. You know, when you touch your wife verbally, you're touching Him. Good luck. Because I know what He's saying to me about striking you or any of His creation, saved or unsaved. He's talking to me about Red. When I was thirsty, you never gave me a drink. When I was hungry, you never fed me. And I'm saying, Lord, what are you talking about? You know what He's saying to me? When you're judging the very least of my people, you're judging me. He's a holy God. I want you to close your eyes. I think we're done. Sorry if I've taken too long. Time for you to reflect, not me. Time for you right now, husband, wife, mother, father, son, daughter, whatever you are. Time for you right now to say, Lord, examine me. Not anyone else, just me. And I promise you, he's pretty cool, because when he examines, he doesn't come with a pencil like that. Man, we do that, not him. He comes with a feather duster. It's the coolest thing. The King of Kings and Lord of the universe could strike us down at any second, yet he says, no, I won't. Because I died and rose again to pay the price for this free will. So what I'm going to do, I just want to announce some people this morning. I don't want to know. You don't need to say what's going on. If you know there's still some things in your life you've got to let go of. For some of you, by the time you stand up and walk out here, you will say to me, I don't need prayer, God's already done it. You will say that to me, I don't need prayer, God's already done it on the way. For some of you, it's just a choice. Maybe it's time to choose yourself to be set free instead of worrying about trying to make everybody else free. Maybe it's time for you to stop worrying about everybody else's behaviour and start saying, Lord, examine mine. So we are not setting the tables up yet. I want to make sure God has every opportunity to do what he wants to do right now. If you want to have a smoke and you want to go and get a drink, you feel free. But right now, I feel the presence of God. I feel him saying, I'm hearing my people praying. I'm hearing them lost and desolate. Yet they still choose not to come to me. This is what I'm hearing my Lord saying. This morning, all it's going to require you is to do something physical for a change. All you're going to have to do is stand up and walk to the front. So I'm not calling Andrew, I'm not calling Cheryl, this is going to be just me. And this is not because I'm anointed more than anybody else. It's because I want to be faithful to what he's saying to me. I don't know. We'll see what happens whether I lay hands on you. All I know is there's going to be some anointings. All I know is he's told me that for some of you, you're having a hard time giving in. You just want your pound of flesh. To stand up and come out the front is giving in to him. It's acknowledging. You don't need to hang your laundry out in public. You don't need everybody to know what's wrong. Do you think God's going to do that to you? He says in the Old Testament, I will not bruise a damaged reed. So why would he do that? It's between you and him. I'm going to switch this off. I'm going to take it off. And you can all do what you want to do, but I'm going to stay here and I am not moving until I hear God tell me I'm done. Because there's some senior Christians in here. Oh, I'll choose my words carefully. That need to become a little bit more mature. I hope I said that gentle enough. I'm one of them, by the way, so before I finish, when I'm done, don't worry, Andrew and Cheryl are praying for me. Because I'm making that choice too. Just because I'm a pastor, don't set me aside from all of this. In fact, quite the opposite, Andrew? When you step into leadership, you seem to get more accountable. So they're going to pray for me. I repented this morning of some stuff, but I've still got to repent. So I want to do this myself. I want to say, Lord, forgive me for what I've made it. Maybe that's all we need to pray this morning. Just forgive me, Lord, for what I've made it. So the front's open, all right?